Game is that at the top of your list for best hits, or is there better ones we haven't seen on practice field?
Yeah, I think it would have to be like in game. I was waiting. I needed that badly. I definitely needed that hit.
Was it kind of a make? Was it in your mind? Are you thinking makeup film? You always hear in baseball, the guy that makes the last out, tries to make a play in the field. Is it kind of like that in defense when you get beat on a play? You can't wait to do something good.
Yeah. Most of the time, you gotta keep playing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a long game. That happened in the beginning of the game, so it's like gotta keep playing. That's what Coach Smart always talk about. Keep your head in the game.
Mark Kirby said that it's the little things that freshmen do, like picking up blitzes and stuff, that kind of earns them more playing time. Like, what is maybe some little things you've had to learn to do better in order to get more playing time here?
Everything about defense, just like everything possible, the blitzing, covering, making calls, talking, tackling, everything. It took. Shoot, I came a long way. Trust me.
I guess switching over from receiver, what's the most difficult part of? I guess it's been a while now, but what's the most difficult part of the transition been?
I ain't gonna lie to you. Coming to play at Georgia is tackling. Definitely. When you come over and you might not be like such a tackler, you might be kind of like a finesse player. You might want to guard people. You might think it's all about interceptions. First thing you're gonna do is tackle.
And I know playing high school football in Philadelphia, kind of how has that kind of shaped you and kind of, made you into the player that you are today, you think?
I feel like coming from Philadelphia is like it's difficult. It's difficult. We might not have everybody that's so big, but every week you playing some type of skill position that's good. We got a lot of great coaches in the Catholic League and the public league and football-wise in Philadelphia, so that definitely grew me.
Do you like hitting people right now?
I do like to hit people.
Did you kind of have to learn to love that, or?
I did. It's funny because my first hit was, my first time getting ran over was against Holyfield on the sideline. I still made the tackle. I grabbed his foot, but that's how I learned. And then like the second play was like Charlie Warner. It was outside, and then my shoulder went numb, but then I couldn't get out, so they kept me in. And that was like when I started. It was like my initiation to defense.
We were talking to Kirby about bad locker rooms, I guess, the other night in the Texas LSU game. LSU said they didn't have air conditioning, and he said that there were some really bad ones in the SEC, and we should do a story on it. Any locker rooms on the road jump out at you as bad locker rooms when you guys walked in and just were like, man, this is...
I can't even tell you about the locker room. Coach Smart always keep me so honed in on the game. I don't even be thinking about the locker room. I just basically going in, focus on the game, stretching wise, and getting fueled up for the game and stuff like that.
Yesterday, Prather Hudson said that he hopes and prays every night that the NCAA football video games will come back. Do you have any similar opinions, or what are your thoughts on maybe bringing that back?
It's crazy because when we was just in the locker room, I think during camp, somebody had put an Xbox in, and I was just walking in the locker room. And as soon as I walked in, I caught a pick on NCAA. So I was like, now I definitely want NCAA to come back because that was a good feeling. I was happy. I just stood there. I didn't play NCAA in about 9 years. That was really big for me. So I really would like NCAA to come back.
How would you say this Arkansas State team compares to the team you just played, Missouri State?
I can't really compare them because they're our own team, but they're a very great team. They got good receivers. They got good quarterback back there. They're a very great team.
Yeah, it sounds like schematically they're similar from the standpoint of trying to spread you out and throw the ball around a good bit.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about playing in Philly and playing in those leagues. How good of a player was DeAndre in those leagues against that competition?
He was pretty good. He was basically like our overall, if we had to say best player wise, he was definitely the best player in the league.
So it hasn't surprised you what he's done in college since then?
Because we always put the work in, We know that coming to a different level. We knew it was a totally different level playing SEC ball and coming here to play at Georgia. We knew what was expected.
You've known him longer than most. Where have you seen him grow the most in that time?
How would I say? Growing-wise, just work it's just crazy how his work just compounded. So it was work he was doing in high school, and then now it's the college work. Now it's he getting ready to be, he's trying to be the best running back in college football. It's just crazy the work that you see him put in with the sit-ups in the room, things like that. We weren't doing that back then.
What is Michael Barnett's role in this defense, both on the field during games and in the locker room stuff?
Mike, he's definitely a leader. For our defense, he plays nose guard or anything non-tech. I know he plays D tackle. I know just to me, he's a big role model. He keeps me going on the field. Whether he sees me walking on the field, he tells me, run off the field, things like that.
My guy, it's been, this is his 5th year here. What kind of, old guy wisdom, I guess, does he give you guys in the locker room?
Playing. When it's hot, it can't be hotter. You know, he was here when the team was going to the solar panels to practice, you know, things. So they really had it rough. You know, we don't know what that feels like. You know, I was the year coming in after that. So it was like, he was like, it could be rough, you know, it could be rougher. You know, we used to have 2-a-days and stuff like that. So, you know, hustle now, we only got one practice.
Does he ever use the phrase "back in my day," or is it just kind of, you know, that's just kind of how it sounds?
No, I don't normally hear Mike saying back in my day. He normally just say like, when I first came here, or when I first started, when Coach Smart first got here, this how it was.
Is that kind of crazy to think about that, him and Kirby? He's been here longer than Kirby has, actually.
That is crazy.
You kind of had a big first 2 games. Well, not kind of. You have had a big first 2 games this season. How rewarding is that, knowing that you came off a position change and kind of didn't put up the stats with the playing time that you had last year? How rewarding has these first 2 games been?
I don't really think about last year because I know it was a process, you know, and I'm following what Coach Smart, you know, has planned for me. And it's just like, when you're going out there, I'm not even thinking about how big I'm playing, you know, because I'm still, maybe to everybody else, I'm playing good, but at the end of the day, I'm playing very bad.
Is there a specific guy in the secondary that you kind of like learned the most from?
I would say JR. You know, he's been through a lot, you know, coming here. He's very experienced. You know, he's on the SEC championship team, and then the last year he was on our team. You know, he has a lot of games in him. So, like, just watching him and then being around him, he teaches me a lot.
You said you played bad. Where do you need to get better for this week specifically?
Guarding the man in front of me, and I would say tackling, because we had a couple of tackles that I missed, and definitely me that I missed.
What about the challenge of, I guess they're throwing for like 300 yards a game? I know you haven't played an SEC team yet, but how much do you think they can stress you guys and you know, kind of catching your attention with some of the things they're doing, throwing the ball around?
We just, you know, we're going out schematically, just looking at whatever they have up front and whatever Coach Smart has for us, you know, to go out there and play against it and scheme against it. We're trying to scheme against it. But they're a very great team. They have very great receivers.
What's their base formation? How many receivers they usually have on the field?
Most of the time it's 4. You know, they're a very good passing team. You know, they want to spread you out, you know, pass the ball there. Like I'm saying, they got some very good receivers.
What about number 2?
Yeah, know how to a lot.
What about number 7, Bayless? Have you seen him on film? What's he do well?
He goes up and gets the ball. You know, he makes plays, and when it's his one-on-one, he's a very good 50-50 ball catcher, you know, out there. When he plays, that's what I've seen so far, and that's what he does.
Kirby mentioned that there's an overwhelming amount of analytics and schematics that they're looking at as a coaching staff. How much does that translate to you guys as players, and how much is them just putting you in the right spot?
Analytics-wise, I know for sure that I know, and it's like how hard we're working. So the speeds we're running, you know, things like that. Like I ran probably 19 miles per hour or 18 miles per hour. If I'm set and I hit 20 miles one day, I know that's the mark. You know, that's what I need to hit every practice. So that helps out, you know, knowing what speed you're running, you know, getting ready for game time.
2 more questions.
You mentioned JR as the guy that kind of helped you with that transition change. Is there any kind of one word they said to you or one sentence that helped you out in that transition at the beginning?
I don't want to say one word, but like if I had to say something about like JR, he always tell me like you need to study, you know, study and practice make perfect. You can't just come out and just loaf around practice. You know, that's not our standard, and that's not the standard he's gonna hold me to. So it's like just coming out, make sure I'm juiced and everything every day.
Last question.
You doing anything special for your birthday today?
No, today is just, you know, it's another day. I'm blessed to be here. Yeah. So.
How old are you today?
22.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.